The United Nations defined human trafficking as the transfer, the distribution, the harboring of people against their will, and they are exploited and used for profits. You find out that these human traffickers, when they come, they approach the people and promise them good jobs. They promise them education, but at the end of the day, it doesn't come. I will give you some facts about human trafficking. Human trafficking in the US was only made an unlawful act in the year 2000 with the Victims Protection Act, when it was made a federal law. You also found out that, according to a report by United Nations, 40% of the human traffickers, their victims know them personally. They can actually be the parents. Yes, parents. You find out that parents are complicit in this issue. They involve their children in street trading and commercial sex work. As I mentioned earlier, human trafficking is also known as modern-day slavery. And the country where you have the highest number of slaves in the world is India. And the number, 14 million on the average. This is also coming from the United Nations. Now, why do we have this issue of human trafficking? Also, another trick that I can also mention to you, when we take it back to Nigeria, Edo State is the hotbed of human trafficking. A report published by the European Union in 2018 actually stated that if you go to the streets of Italy, Belgium, and other major centers in Europe, 60% of the commercial sex workers are Nigerians. And they also did a report and found out that 60% of those Nigerians are from Edo State, where my humble self, where I come from. And another report published by the National Agency of Trafficking in Persons in Nigeria, they said in a report that was done by some experts there that these victims, they are threatened. They go to shrines to swear oaths. This creates a morbid fear in them. They tell them that their families will be killed if they are reported to law enforcement. So now, other causes of human trafficking. The search for better life. Everybody wants a better life. In addition to that, traditional practices like early marriages make women and girls fall prey to human trafficking. Then, the big one, which is also profits. The United Nations estimates that about $150 billion is regarded as profits from this evil scourge of human trafficking. 2/3 of this amount is from commercial sex trafficking, while the balance is from economic trafficking. And the industries that are most susceptible to human trafficking are commercial sex work, construction, people giving out their children to affluent homes to become slaves. In Oman, they call them Shangala. They are bought and traded as slaves. Now, what can you and I do to end this scourge? We have to keep talking and talking about it. We have to keep enlightening people. And that was what CNN did in 2017 when Nima went to Libya and saw the Nigerians who were being sold as slaves in Libya. And the Nigerian government had to evacuate over almost 10,000 Nigerians from Libya because of this evil scourge. So we have to keep talking and talking and talking about it. Government need to also provide social services, infrastructure, good education, jobs for their citizens to prevent people from being lured into this awful situation. In addition to that, the traffickers, they should be persecuted. They should be persecuted. Then the victims, they shouldn't be regarded as culprits because they were just vulnerable. Their families should embrace them with love and bring them back safely home and accept them when they come back. Human trafficking may seem like a big problem, but my dear contestants here present, it is something that can be checked. Even though the United Nations called it the hidden face of crime, when you and I come together, we can end this scourge. Ronnie Jason, one of the experts in human trafficking, made a clarion call to all of us that we should, as a matter of moral obligation, educate ourselves, educate the neighborhood, educate the world about this scourge of human trafficking so that we can bring it to an end. I have done my part by telling you about this issue. You also need to do your part by speaking up. Before I close, I will share with you just some statistics for you to see. I will share my screen, please. I hope you can see my screen. I'm sharing the statistics on human trafficking and modern day slavery as spelled out by the International Office of Migration. This is the end of my speech. Thank you, contest chair. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Joy or Jacobo, for that speech. All right, so right now our Zoom master is going to move the contestants, the three contestants for the evaluation speech, into the waiting room. While we do that, the timer, please share your screen and get your timing ready. So we'll start to count to 5 minutes on my go. But let the Zoom master move the contestants into that room, please.
Sorry. Is it 3 minutes or 5 minutes?
5 minutes, sir. 5 minutes for them to prepare their evaluations.
Okay, it's okay.
So, Mr. Lai, once you're done, please let me know so that the timer can hit the start button.
I'm working on that.
Okay, sir. They say you don't teach new tricks to old dogs, but we don't believe that in Toastmasters. We believe that learning is continuous and learning should be a frequent feature in our everyday lives. This is the first time we'll be having a virtual contest in Able Toastmasters Club thanks to the pandemic, and I'd say it has come with its own bag of blessings.
Okay.
Yeah. Are they all in the room?
The three participants are
in the room. Okay, all right. Mr. Timer, please can you hit the start button? I'll start my own.
Sorry, contest chair. I'm still here. Am I supposed to be here?
You're not supposed to be here. Who did you move, sir? You're supposed to move to Mr. Babatunde Ademini, to Mr. Victor Ajayi, and to Mr. Emmanuel, who I suspect you moved someone you shouldn't have moved.
I've moved all of them,
But
except
this
if
one, so Mr. Babatunde, did you log in with 2 devices?
yes,
Oh, sorry. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Sorry.
Aha.
please
Please move him and his device.
move them
Move
out.
him, his first device, his second device, everything that represents him in this larger room. Bundle him into the waiting room.
Just to add, the next contestant will be speaking from 2 to 3 minutes.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir. That's correct.
Okay.
I can cite a big elephant in the room, though he's trying to hide. I can cite you with the corner of my eye. My people would say that Ajanoku koja muri konfiri, tabariri, kasopariri. I'll interpret. An elephant is too big for you to say, I caught a glimpse of something. No, an elephant cannot pass and you say you caught a glimpse. When we see an elephant, let us say it plainly. I have seen the tamer of the forest. Double DTM, I cite you, sir. And I send my greetings across wherever it is you're watching us from. It's good to have you here.
Good morning, Mr. Contest Chair.
Good morning, sir.
Mr. President, I salute you. Members of the executive, you acknowledged. All contestants, I wish you the best. Thank you for a great contest.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for observing. Please tell them at TI that we're doing well.
That's right. That's where we're going. Eagle is going all the way.
Yeah, all the way this time around. All right, let me also use this opportunity to welcome guests, those of us who are joining us for the first time. This is the combined speech and evaluation contest for Eagle and Victoria Bay Toastmasters clubs. This contest happens once in a year. The winner from this is at the club level. The winner from this will go on to the area level. Area consists of other clubs. That's where you have other clubs. Winners from other clubs come together and contest. And then the winner from the area level moves on to the division. So we have other areas coming together to contest at that level. And then the winner from there goes on to the districts. Okay, that's where you have winners from all over divisions contest. And then the winner from there. Okay, I can sense, I told you that when an elephant passes, you don't need someone to tell you that an elephant has passed. I'll come back to that later. So winner from the district will go on to the international speech contest. Okay, so back to my elephant gists. I sense that there's another elephant in this room. He is an elephant that also likes to hide, but a goldfish has no hiding place. If you put a goldfish in an aquarium with hundreds of other fishes, you will easily spot out a goldfish. In case you think we didn't see you, sneaking into the room is not going to hide your identity. Past President Akindele Shemowo, sneaking into the room and staying silent in a corner is not going to conceal your presence in this place. The mere fact that you clicked on your enter button to log on, the whole room shook, so we know you are here. It's okay if you don't want to put on your camera, but please let us hear your voice and see what it is like. Let's feel what it is like to have you in a meeting room.
Good morning, Mr. Contest Chair.
I knew it.
I was hoping that I would not be noticed, and I also wanted to participate, at least listen to those beautiful speeches and evaluations while I'm also handling some other issues here. But unfortunately, you decided to bring me out. I will actually look for another way in future how I can do this. But good morning to everyone here present. It's always have an amazing time when I join the club meetings. and very well done. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's always a pleasure to have past leaders of the club to join us and share their thoughts on how they think we're doing. Sir, I wish you all the best. You can try, but I can promise you that anytime you sneak into the room, you will notice. Okay.
Can I just give a shout out to the president of my club?
Yes, please.
President Lai Adeyemi, who I snuck in while we were doing the change of guard ceremony. I just want to wish him all the very best his tenure. Thank you.
Okay, I think you're mixing it up, but I'll let him speak.
Thank you very much. I'm still the Vice President Education. I was the one who fished you out anyway, and 8:30 every day. It's good to have you here, sir.
Sorry, you are my president too.
Okay, all right. Thank you once again, sir. Okay, we seem to have elephants, they move in herds. They're not solitary animals. They're very, very social. So you hardly see an elephant moving alone. That being said, I spot another elephant inside this gathering. She's also a past president of the club, someone who has helped in laying the solid foundation upon which this club is built. The values that they passed down to us have stayed with us and have made us stand out among clubs in this district. So, like I said earlier, it's okay if you don't want to show us your face, but please, past President Remi Abere, let us feel your presence.
Good morning, Contest Chair. Thank you very much for acknowledging my presence. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. And I say fellow Toastmasters because I became a renewed member of this prestigious club a week ago. So I feel very honored to be back in the fold, and thank you for welcoming me. I thought I'd better pop in and see what it's like to be a Toastmaster again, since I'll be giving my icebreaker next week. So I'm feeling a bit nervous right now because I've seen that the bar is really high. But it'll be nice to be part of Toastmasters again next week. So thank you very much, everybody, and I look forward to giving my icebreaker once again next week. Thank you very much, Content Share.
Thank you very much, Past President. Hey, please do not be deceived. She's given our icebreaker, but she's been through this. She's passed this place many, many, many times. So if you're thinking of speaking next week and you're dreaming of carrying home the best speaker ribbon, please think about it again. You might want to reschedule your speech. You don't want to contest against Toastmaster Remi Abere. All right, so I think 5 minutes are up, ladies and gentlemen. So if the Zoom master is ready, he can start to bring in the contestants one after the other, starting with Toastmaster Babatunde Adegbeni.
All right, I confirm that I'm ready. So I will bring Toastmaster Babatunde in now. Yeah, Babatunde, please confirm you are in. Yeah, Babatunde. Yeah, Babatunde, are you in?
Yes, TM Lai, I'm in now. I'm in. Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay, welcome back to Mr. Babatunde. I assume you're ready for the evaluation. If you are, please say ready.
Yes, I am ready.
Okay, I need to see your card. Okay, all right. So your time starts now.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, thank you very much for this opportunity. Toastmaster Joy Ojakovo, human trafficking, decoding the truth. Fantastic delivery, fantastic topic, and fantastic round up. Now, I am going to evaluate your speech using the commend, recommend, and commend format. I have 4 sets of things that I commend and 5 sets of things I will recommend and another 4 that I commend at the end of the speech. So getting into the crux of the matter, first, I like the fact that you started with a greeting. You greeted everyone. That, warmed us up to you. Then you told us the title of your speech again. In fact, I must confess that that was the time I got the right title, because when the contest chair mentioned it, I heard human trafficking couldn't be true. But when you now repeated the title, then I understood that it was human trafficking, decoding the truth. Well done. I saw that you tried to maintain eye contact all through your speech. That was well done. I also observed that you controlled your use of hand gesture. That was well done. Again, I saw that you defined human trafficking. In case there are people here who do not understand or know what human trafficking is, you defined it according to the definition given by the United Nations. I thought that was well done. What are those things I would recommend? First, I observed that from all your reports from United Nations, you didn't give us date or time range. So I advise that, I recommend that you want to put some date or time to when those reports were given, so that it can give your report some credibility. Again, at some point, you are going to tell us why we have human trafficking. Then you jumped into the story of Edo State. And, after speaking about Edo State for a while, then you now came back to why we have human trafficking. So there was a break in flow, and it affected my following your speech. So I observed that I recommend that you should try to continue with the flow so you don't break. Now, the next one is that, my next recommendation is that your statistics that you showed at the end, I thought that it could have done well if you started with that graphical statistics. It was going to draw us in. Showing it at the end was good, but it would have been better if you showed it at the beginning. Then, when you were talking about Edo State being a state that has high rate of human trafficking, you were smiling. It's a serious matter. So I thought that I recommend that you should not smile when you're talking about serious matters. Finally, what I recommend, I observed that now, the use of now, after some sentences you say now, it became like a pause filler. So try to eliminate that. My final set of commendation, you promised to give us some facts, and you did give us the facts, and you supported them with United Nations. I saw that most of your speech, you gave us a serious face, and finally, you gave us the call to action. What do we need to do? We need to talk, we need to educate, we don't need to stigmatize, and we don't need to prosecute. Finally, I have done my part, you have done your part. Now let's leave it to the judges to do their part. Thank you.
Okay, that's it from Toastmaster Babatunde Ademini. May remain in the room. We'll give 1 minute so that the judges can collate their scoring and pass the scoring to the counters. Okay, so I have a whisper here from a little bird. The bird is telling me that we have yet another elephant in our midst, and that is the person of the district director. That is the person that is overseeing the affairs of District 94. I will recognize the presence of the district director shortly, or the representative of the district director. Timer, please flash it to us when the 60 seconds are up. Or you can just chat me. right. I think the 60 seconds for the judges are up. Let me just quickly confer with my team to be sure that they are done with the collation of the scores. Judges, I dropped the message. Please let me know if I can proceed. I would not like, okay, 60 seconds over. I acknowledge that, Mr. Timer. I just want to be sure that my judges are ready for the next contestant so that we give everybody a fair opportunity of being assessed. Okay. The rest of my team, if you're done, please let me know so that we can proceed. Thank you very much. I acknowledge those three. Okay. All right. So I think we are ready. The Zoom master, Toastmaster Lai, please bring in the next contestant, and the next contestant is Toastmaster Victor Ajayi. Over to you, sir.
Right. Thank you, sir, for granting me that permission to bring Victor Ajayi in.
Have vision, though I believe I can count to stand up.
All right, over to you, sir.
Mr. Victor Ajayi, if you're in the room and you're ready, please put on your camera and say ready. I doubt he's in the room yet. Mr. Victor Ajayi, if you're in the room, please put on your camera, enable your microphone, and say ready.
Ready.
All right, I see you, Toastmaster Victor Ajayi. Your evaluation time starts now.
Thank you, Contest Chair. Toastmaster Joy, thank you for that amazing delivery of your speech, which you have titled Human Trafficking, Decoding the Truth. I personally feel that this is a topic that needs to be spoken about over and over so that the awareness can increase. And thank you for bringing it to light for us today. And I also appreciate the fact that you were passionate. You showed your passion throughout the delivery of that speech. You showed that you could feel the pain of the victim of human trafficking. Secondly, I appreciate the fact that you did your research about the topic and you used notable figures to buttress your point. You used people like Barack Obama, Rodney Joyce, and you also referenced international organizations, especially the United Nations. Thank you for that. What that do to your speech is to give credence and also help your audience to understand that you actually got your facts right. What will I recommend that you do better in the future? I noticed that your hand gesture was monotonous throughout the speech. There were places where there was no need for you to use your hands, yet you were still displaying your hand to the audience. I feel that that will distract your audience. So it's important that you watch your hand gesture in the future. Also, I think that the toner and the speed component of your vocal variety was quite monotonous throughout the speech. It's important that you should be able to manage both the volume, the speed, and the tone components of your vocal variety when you speak. And the last but not the least, you made use of slide presentation at the end of your speech. I personally think that that will be more appropriate in the middle of the speech when you gave us the facts and the figure. That will show to your audience that you actually got all your facts right. And also, I'd like to commend you for the fact that you referenced both international and local organizations and their stand on human trafficking. According to Desmond Tutu, a South African cleric, he said, if you are neutral in the face of injustice, you have chosen to stand on the side of your oppressor. I appreciate the fact that you made recommendation to your audience that they need to speak up and also raise the awareness. In conclusion, I will say you did not only expose the truth on human trafficking, you expose the truth, you made recommendation, and you challenged your audience with a call to action when you said we should speak up and raise awareness on human trafficking. Thank you to Master Joy. And in my opinion, I confidently feel that you have fulfilled the objective of this project. And I look forward to your next speech. The contest chair.
Thank you, Toastmaster Victor Ajayi. You may remain in the room and enjoy the rest of the meeting. Okay, so from now we'll give 1 minute to our judges so they can collate the results and send their results over to the counters. 1 minute has started to count.
Boys and girls, listen. Anything in the world, and God can find maybe actress, but it takes my time. Like, met a woman who could make a star. She was looking beautiful. Singing on, singing songs with on the young lady. I'm with the wrong person. I was trying to
Okay, the 1 minute is up. Let me quickly confer with my team to be sure that the judges are done. Okay, I acknowledge that. Waiting for the rest of the team. Thank you, I acknowledge that from Timer 2. Thank you for your diligence, sir. Okay, second judge is done. I acknowledge that, sir. The rest of the team are waiting for you.
Contest chair?
Yes, sir.
Are you trying to get my attention or something?
No, not you. Waiting for the rest of my panel of judges to give us the indication to go ahead with the rest of those segments. I have a message from 2 people. The rest, are you done? Can we go on? The rest of the team, are you ready? Should we bring in the third contestant? I'm waiting for your messages, please. Okay, I think we'll just go on. Okay, we can go on. So Toastmaster Lai, please bring in the third contestant, and the third contestant is Toastmaster Emmanuel Ulu. Over to you.
Okay, you want me to bring in Toastmaster Olowo now, right?
Yes,
Huh?
please bring him in.
Okay.
Yes, please bring him in. Okay, I see you, Toastmaster Olowo. Please, if you are ready, unmute yourself and say ready.
Ready.
Okay, I see you are ready. 1 second, please. Okay, so your evaluation timing starts now.
Thank you, contest chair. Thank you, TM Joy Jacobo, for a very beautiful delivery. I like the topic, human trafficking, the hidden face of crime. I like the fact that you defined the topic. You didn't assume that we all know what human trafficking is. I also like the fact that your speech followed a logical train of thought. From the beginning, you defined the topic, you gave us facts about human trafficking, you gave us the causes of human trafficking, as well as remedy to human trafficking. It was a beautiful line of thought, and every person that listened would clearly understand what human trafficking and what your speech was all about. I also commend you for using different statistics from verified sources to buttress your point. That was highly recommended. I also like the fact that in quoting some of the speakers in your speeches, you define or you let us know who they were without assuming that we know who they are. I also like the fact that in expressing and speaking, you also related the speech personally to yourself. That was a good one. I also want to recommend your use of visual aid for us to clearly understand the point we're trying to buttress. That was a very, very good point in expressing your speech. Also, I want to commend your confidence while speaking. You spoke confidently and you also looked at the audience while speaking. What do I think you can do better? Or where are the areas I think you can do better? I felt that while you were speaking rather, you were a little bit monotonous. And I think that area can be improved. What can you do to improve that? You can either increase your volume or reduce it, as well as you can vary your rhythm, as well as you can vary your tempo. And when you're speaking, you can also use emphasis to buttress your point. Thank you, TM Joy Ojakovo, for such a wonderful speech. Hoping to hear from you subsequently. Thank you. Contest chair, over to you.
Okay, thank you there, Master Olowo. You may remain in the room and enjoy the remaining part of the meeting. Okay, so the 1 hour will be given to the judges to collect their scores and send those scores over to the ballot counters. Then at the expiration of the 1 minute, we go over to a pending gist.
nípa business mi, ọ̀rọ̀ ìjẹ́kọ́ lè ní, ẹ̀gbọ́n rẹ̀ ń fẹ́ mi ní, ẹ̀gbọ́n rẹ̀ tó ń fẹ́ mi lọ́wọ́ ni o, mo ti yà fún o, ẹ̀gbọ́n rẹ̀, ó, ẹ bá mi sọ bébí yẹn, tó wọlé yẹn, ẹ bá kìlọ̀ fún, ẹ kìlọ̀ fún yá. About the pussy, the got the game. A man kilo food, a kilo food, yeah. Big belly, big feet. Oh, what I see, my yeah. Oh, look, you are down. I'm on me, don't mommy, we. You lay a man, I am. Oh, good, yes to me. You don't like my leg. Oh, the make your press leg. Ẹ̀gbọ́n rẹ̀ tó ń fẹ́ mi lọ́wọ́ ni o, mo ti yàn fún o. Ẹ̀gbọ́n rẹ̀, ó, ẹ bá mi sọ bébí yẹn, tó wọlé yẹn, ẹ bá kìlọ̀ fún, ẹ kìlọ̀ fún yá. Ẹ bá mi sọ bébí yẹn, tó got the game. Ẹ bá kìlọ̀ fún, ẹ kìlọ̀ fún yá.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Timer. I acknowledge that 60 seconds are over. So while the judges continue to send in their scores to the ballot counters, I said earlier that we have yet another elephant in our midst, and that is the district director. So if the district director is here, or the representative, please feel free to show your face, unmute yourself, and just give us your thoughts so far about this contest. We'd like to welcome you and recognize your presence. District Director, are you with us? Can you hear me? Maybe the district director is having technology connectivity issues. So we will, Mr. President, are we taking the break? Are we taking the 5 minutes break, or we should just go in straight into the international speech contests?
We can take a 5 minutes comfort break so that the judges can wrap up.
Okay. All right. So 5 minutes comfort break. Mr. DJ, you're doing an absolute beauty of a job. So please give us some of those music interludes while we take 5 minutes. Mr. Timer, please start the time now. I'll be back at the expiration of those 5 minutes.
Big boys and girls, listen up. You can be anything in the world, and God we trust. An architect, doctor, maybe an actress, but nothing comes easy. It takes much practice. Like I met a woman who's becoming a star. She was very beautiful, leaving people in awe. Singing songs, Lena Horne, but the younger version. Hung with the wrong person, got her strong on that heroin. Cocaine, sniffing up drugs, all in the nose. Could have died so young, now looks ugly and old. No one, cause now when she reaches for hugs, people hold their breath, cause she smells the corrosion of death. Watch the company you keep and the crowd you bring, cause they came to do drugs and you came to sing. So if you wanna be the best, I'ma tell you how. Put your hands in the air and take the vow. I know I can be what I wanna be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I wanna be. Big boys and girls, listen. All over the news. Only God and I know the kind of thing I do, the kind of thing we do. Thank God I got the lead. Say God, oh, God the lead. All over I comfort me. When these people they come back to me. When I thank God I got the lead. Say God, oh, God the lead. All over I comfort me. When these people they come back to me. When I die sometimes. People in me life. Wanna make love on the moon, dancing to my tune. Indie tomorrow, start tomorrow. I wanna be important, the wishes were haunted. Easy tomorrow, start tomorrow. If I want to be, I do all that. If I want to be, I'm all by my I wanna be a billionaire, billionaire. I wanna be a billionaire, billionaire. Yeah, now again, feels like now again. All that I again, we know it's all again. She wanna swim, everything cool. Don't show me that again, feels like now again. Now again, feels like now again. All that again, we know it's all again. She wanna swim, everything cool. Don't show me love again, it feels like now again. Baby, I want so love. Baby, say I want so love. Will you be my love so bad? Girl, you're my love. I want so love. Baby, say I want so love. Will you be my love so bad? Girl, you're my love.
Thank you for that, Mr. Timer. We appreciate your diligence. Our 5 minutes break is at an end, and we'll be calling the meeting back to order. Contestants, guests, role players, please get together. The meeting is about to start. Okay, so for let me find out from my team if they're ready to begin. My panel of judges, please, are you ready? Can we go ahead with the second part of the meeting? Okay. We're still waiting for 2 of the judges to put in their scores to the counter. Okay. The last judge, please confirm if you are ready. Okay, so we begin. One second, please. Okay, first contestant on the agenda, that will be Toastmaster Florence. Toastmaster Florence, if you're ready, please unmute your mic, enable your camera, and say ready.
Ready.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters and guests, I give you the first contestant in our international speech contest. Toastmaster Florence Ogbonna, my greatest fear. My greatest fear, Toastmaster Florence Ogbonna. Your timing starts now.
Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters and guests, good morning. On the 12th of February 2008, I participated in a 200-meter race competition. I was on the 6th lane. On my left was valley, and on my right was hill. As I was warming up for my competition, gathering momentum, valley and hill engaged me in the conversation. Valley said, the people on the first, second, and third lane have more advantages in this competition. I am not even going to bother myself with this competition. Everybody won't do it. Me, though perplexed at what Valley had just said, began to subtly agree with her. Until Hill said, do not mind Valley. She's only trying to make you scared. Me trying to make you scared, Valley said. I'm only stating facts here. Take a look at that girl on the third lane. She has won this competition for 2 consecutive times. I quickly glanced at the lady on the third lane. In my heart decided to beat twice as fast. Then Hill spoke to me. And so what if she has won the competition in the last 2 years? You have trained hard for this competition. I suggest that you keep your eyes on the prize, be focused, and avoid any distraction. At Hill's voice, I shrugged and continued to warm up. Then Valley said again, but on the second thought, why did you even bother joining this competition? Can you face the criticism that comes when you fail? Remember what happened last time when your house finished last? You cried like a baby. At this point, I was weak. My bones were weak. I was dizzy and I was staring at the grass, and my heart was still beating. Then Hill said, believe you are defeated. Believe it long enough, and it is likely to become a fact. At this point, I began to mutter, I am not a failure. I am not afraid. I will win this competition. I am not a failure. I'm not afraid. I will win this competition. And as I was doing that, I was tense. I was anxious about the competition, but I found the courage to close my eyes and imagine the competition. Oh, I imagined how I reached the finish line first I imagined how my teammates cheered me up, carried me up because we had successfully completed the competition. Oh, I imagined myself going up to the podium to receive my gold medal. As I was imagining all these things, the starter blew the whistle. And I took one last deep breath. On your mark, set, go! And I ran and ran and ran like I've never done before. I ran till I reached the finish line. Hello, Toastmasters and guests, Mr. Contest Chair. I was done with my competition. My heart was racing, not because I was scared, but because I had completed a 200-meter race competition. My mind was racing through thoughts, not out of fear again, but because I was excited and fulfilled. He was so joyous and excited for me. It was as though she had won the competition. I won the silver medal, by the way, but I couldn't find Valley. Valley was nowhere to be found. I looked for Valley. I couldn't find Valley. We all have hills and valleys in our lives. Sometimes they are our siblings, and other times they are our friends. But most often than not, they are our minds. Valley represents the negative thoughts we contend with daily. And hill represents the positive thoughts that constantly compete for a place in our minds. Why? Because positive thoughts do not threaten our existence. And so our bodies and our brains do not readily react to it as it would to a negative thought. One negative thought can have a damaging effect. When you think, do not be afraid, your brain hears fear. And when you think you would not fail, your brain hears fail. Negative self-talk is something we experience from time to time. It causes significant stress, not only to us, but to the people around us. But you want to know the worst part of it? We are orchestrators of these negative thoughts. Why? Because negative thoughts are not born out of external experiences, but of internal experiences. Oh, negative thoughts can cause depression, it can cause fear, it can cause lack of self-confidence. So we all deserve heals in our lives. We must be able to celebrate the little wins, and we must be able to envision the end that we desire. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, do not allow your mind to brood over the flights of thought. We may not be able to control our thoughts, but we can direct it and wield it to our advantage. And when we do this, we make value disappear. Mr. Contest Chair.
All right, that was Toastmaster Florence. Now we will give 1 minute to the judges to collect their scores and send them over to the counters. I beg your pardon, correction, the title of the speech was not my greatest fair, it was Valley and Hill. I mixed them up. I beg your pardon, please pardon me. This was the girls. So 60 seconds to our judges.
Just one text and I want you more. When you give nothing, when you give me nothing, oh baby, I said, I don't wanna see you with anybody. You are very jealous. Don't wanna see you with anybody. You are very jealous. I'm getting addicted, oh, no. I'm getting addicted, oh, baby. I'm getting addicted, oh, no. I'm getting addicted to you. I'm getting addicted, oh, no. I'm getting addicted, oh, baby. I'm addicted, oh, no. I'm getting addicted.
Okay, so 60 seconds are over. Thank you, Mr. Timer. Let me just quickly find out from my team if they are done. Okay, I acknowledge that. All right. So move on to the next contestant. The next contestant is Toastmaster Adeniro Omitayo. Toastmaster Adeniro Omitayo, if you're ready, please unmute yourself, enable your camera, and say ready.
Ready.
Okay, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the next contestant. Toastmaster Adeniro Omitayo with fear. Fear. Toastmaster Adeniro Omitayo. The time starts now.
Life is hard already. But do you know what is harder? Living a life of fear. Growing up as a child, I was a timid and reserved person. I lived with my grandma, and she noticed that I was scared of the dark and cockroaches. You can imagine. She walked up to me one day and said, "Son, fear only exists in your head. Fear is just an illusion." I didn't know what that meant because I was little. Unfortunately, my grandma died due to fear. On the 19th of November, 1992, dragged herself to this. A trailer coming behind honked at her. Oh! She got next thing, she entered into a ditch. A few hours later, we got a call. You can imagine someone coaching me about fear was a victim of fear. That gave me an epiphany about my secondary school days. There was this lady, Aisha. I never had the guts to approach her. To woo a lady was my greatest fear in secondary school. I never had the opportunity to tell Aisha she was my high school girlfriend. Most of you guys will understand what I'm talking about. Then moving down to my university days, I had the fear of failure. But one way or the other, I was able to overcome it. After graduation, the fear navigated to another level. The fear of getting employed. That was a turning point in my life. to the extent that I entered into depression. I was thinking of committing suicide because I was scared of being the black sheep of the family. But luckily for me, I had people around me. I was cancelled. I left that fear and I moved to another level. 6 months after, I got a fantastic job. I still speak until today. My recent fear, or rather my greatest fear at the moment, is fear of old age. One fateful Monday morning, I was combing my hair and I saw a strand of gray hair. The fear gripped me. The fear gnawed at me. I was shivering that the time has finally come. The time that I will be so dependent on people. The time that they will tell me what to do and what not to do. I didn't know how to get out of that fear. And I came into Toastmaster. There it was. The Toastmaster of the day was introducing someone. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Mentioned the person's name. Did fantastic introduction. The next day, I saw the lady coming to the pulpit, to the podium rather. Very beautiful looking lady. Rather, I'll call her a grandma. At some point, I thought she was a lady with a scintillating smile. After she delivered a fantastic speech, I was marveled. Look at this beautiful woman that has embraced old age. How did she do it? After the whole meeting, I walked up to her. I bantered. I lamented. She was just smiling, looking at me. After my whole story, she picked a piece of paper. She scribbled something. I didn't even know what she wrote. She handed over the note to me. And she said, old age is everyone's fear. Good luck, dear. That was like a light to me. I was so excited. TM Abimbola gave me that note, took me off that path of fear of old age. And I realized that I need to enjoy my moment as it comes, because at the end, I will live on those memories. The words of my grandma now came to me. Fear is only an illusion. It only exists in your mind. Therefore, whenever you move or you see yourself in another leap of faith, or rather another leap of life, there's a fear looking around. Whenever it comes knocking, open the door with faith. Courage is not the opposite of fear. Faith is the opposite of fear. What is your greatest fear? The contest chair.
That was Toastmaster Adeniro Omitayo with fear. We go into the 1 minute break so that the judges will relate the scoring and send those scores over to ballot counters. Timer, you can start your watch now.
Yeah. Maybe anytime I see the blood go just be boy, my heart is like too scared, don't go lie. Well, I can lie, my guy, stay high at the side. She be the only girl I want boys to look for campus, they look for road. I don't keep it to jam up. My guy, I do so for. I see my own call. Better I'm a good thing, but around the campus. People need to keep people stay. I'm there, my girl, I'm there, you go in my best semester, I did the processor. But if I did play with time, I won't address them. People need my thoughts, I won't answer. Nothing when I never do. Black and pizza, it's beauty, my pride. It's the big investor. Just said to me, I was good, you are contestant.
Okay, seconds are up. Let me find out from my team if we can move ahead. Okay, thank you very much, judges. You're doing a great job. I appreciate your commitment so far. So we'll move on to the next contestant, and the next contestant is Toastmaster Maria Glover. Toastmaster Maria Glover, if you're ready, please unmute your mic, enable your camera, and say ready.
Ready.
Great. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, the next contestant, Toastmaster Maria Glover with Millennium Wahala. Millennium Wahala, Toastmaster Maria Glover. Your time starts now.
The contest chair, fellow Toastmasters and guests, a very good afternoon to you. It was the year 2000, the year of the Millennium Bug. The preceding months, up to the 1st of January, not. We were told that everything computerized and digitalized will suddenly stop working. Your laptop, computer, and even planes flying in the sky will suddenly disappear into oblivion at the turn of the millennium. And we believed them. It was a very anxious time for the whole world. But for me, it was my year, the year I met the love of my life. My tall Iroko tree husband, dark like the midnight with skin like ebony. But his father was a thief, because he stole the stars in the skies and put them in his eyes. That was Chinedu, my husband. I didn't care if the millennium bug bugged the whole world. I was safe in his arms. And then our wedding came. We were the perfect couple. We were dressed like royalty. I wore a royal blue lace with my gilly high as the Eiffel Tower, and my face painted with the colors of the rainbow, my lips red, my cheeks rouge, matching the soles of my Christian Louboutin shoes, and my eyes, the color matched my Gucci bag. I was beautiful. I was the peacock in the room, and I swayed to the left, and I swayed to the right, walking to the altar to meet the man of my dreams. And then we got married. I had everything, everything, apart from one. Global Systems for Mobile Communication, GSM phone. Anybody who was somebody in Lagos had one, but not me or my husband, Chinedu. I was determined to sort out that error. And then I saved. And months after, I was able to get two. One for Chinedu and one for me. We were complete. With Chinedu to my left and my mobile phone to my right, and I in the center. The perfect trio. We went about everywhere. And I had a new style of walking. Let me show you. I moved to the left, and I moved to the right, and I moved to the left, and I moved to the right. We went everywhere around town together. But let me be honest, I couldn't go everywhere with Chinedu. I mean, not to work. I had to go alone. And so on this fateful day, I swayed myself to the office, and I noticed that no one knew I had my new mobile phone. Sacrilege. And so I decided to make a show. 2 o'clock, it was lunchtime. And then I swayed to the cafeteria upstairs on the 8th floor, moving to the left, moving to the right, and I got into the cafeteria. I looked round. Still, no one noticed me and my mobile phone. Then I swayed myself to the center of the cafeteria, brought out my mobile phone, put it on speaker, and started to dial. I was calling the love of my life, Chinedu, and I wanted the world to know. And the phone rang. Suddenly, the world paused and looked at me. A voice came through the phone. It was the voice of a woman. But then the silence grew louder. You could hear a pin drop. All eyes were on me. But how could Chinedu give a woman his phone just when the whole world was watching me? I was livid. But I was shocked when I heard her say to me, "The number you're calling is temporarily not available. Please try again later." The contest chair.
All right, that was Toastmaster Maria Glover with Millennium Wahala. So on we go again with the 1 minute pause for our judges to collate their scores and send to the counters.
Oh, yo, yo. Oh, yo, yo. I don't go come and don't show. Everybody say, see, my brother, this kind of life not so jolly they go. It don't matter whether I make you or not. See, so make you stand to your feet and dance your body. Everybody say, I got don't wear me a brand new coat. Make una come follow me, celebrate. Everybody make una get up for you. Yes. Me, I don't come with my kind of flow. J Martins don't come elevate. People that see me, they shout for you. Yes. Then I go to a place, this me, they make me they shine like this. I am for the reason why the people they see me, they shout for you. Shine when I good, when I funny. Don't try to do one for me, he go do one for you. Everybody say. No matter when I don't like you, I'm not tired. So make you stand to your feet and dance here for me. When I see Kulu Kulu, Papa and Mama, them Kulu Kulu. Okada, you ride us Kulu Kulu. Papa God, you be there. When I see Kulu Kulu, my brothers and sisters, Kulu Kulu. Everybody went there, Kulu Kulu. Papa God, you be there. Everybody wants to make the way. No matter how you do,
Okay, the 1 minute is up. Let me just quickly confirm if my team is ready. Okay, thank you. Okay, so move on to the next contestant. The next contestant is Toastmaster Victor Ajayi. Toastmaster Victor Ajayi, if you're there and you're ready, unmute your mic, enable your camera, and say ready.
Ready.
Okay, thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, the next contestant I give to you, Toastmaster Victor Ajayi with My Greatest Fear. My Greatest Fear, Toastmaster Victor Ajayi. Your time starts now.
Increased blood pressure, intense perspiration, dry mouth. If you experience any of these symptoms, dear friends, you are not COVID-19 positive. The contest chair, panel of judges, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Good morning. If you ever experience any of the above symptoms, dear friends, what you are suffering from is the fear of public speaking, also called glossophobia. According to psychom.net, an online mental health blog that has a host of clinicians for contribution, said more than 95% of the world population suffers from glossophobia. In fact, Brian Tracy, an American author, submitted that an average human ranks the fear of public speaking than the fear of death. Can you beat that? Dear friends, I have my own share of experience when it comes to the fear of public speaking. And there is one that resonates with me, and I believe will last with me for the rest of my life. It happened when I was in secondary school. Due to my academic excellence and prowess, everyone in the school believed that I can do anything, and my English teacher was not left behind. It was that time for someone to represent the school in a town-wide debate competition. So my English teacher nominated me to represent my school because of my excellent written English ability. So I prepared, I wrote my speech, my presentation to defend the topic. I gave it to her, she reviewed it and gave it back to me. Then it was a day for us to go for the competition. I went with the entourage of staff and students from my school. And it was time for me to be invited to the podium to defend my stand on the topic. And I could hear the contest chair announced, now the next contestant in this competition is Victor Ajayi from Itolu Community High School. The ovation was loud in the house. I stood up and I approached the podium. However, immediately I turned to the audience, fear gripped me. My heart started racing faster as if it was going to jump out of my body. My feet were shaking. I could feel that intense pressure. I tried to summon the courage. And of course, for everyone who has attended a secondary school debate in the audience, you can relate with this line. So I opened my mouth and said, good morning, the contest chair, panel of judges, co-debaters, accurate timekeepers, ladies and gentlemen. I am here today to defend the stand that male children are better than female children. Then I went blank. I could not make a statement for the next 1 minute. I could see that everyone was disappointed in this man or this boy that was supposed to represent the school. The best student in the school could not express himself in front of the audience. That was embarrassing for me. And to top it all, my secondary school crush was in the audience. And I could feel the disappointment in her face. By the way, I lost my chance to actually walk up to her and express my feeling. Everyone was disappointed. However, there was someone that wasn't disappointed. And that was my English teacher. When we go back to the school, she invited me to the staff room. And she said, Victor, I know you are good at all that you do. And you always try for the best. But you need to overcome glossophobia. And that was the first time I would hear the word glossophobia. She gave me a lot of tips to read materials and to subscribe to a lot of platforms to develop myself. From that moment, I began my journey to improving my public speaking skills. So this morning, I'll be sharing 4 of the tips that has helped me to get to where I am. Though I have not gotten to my destination, I am not where I want to be when it comes to public speaking. Yet, I am not where I used to be. The first tip I will be recommended for anyone in that category this morning is that you should know your topic, know your material. When you are very familiar with the facts and figures of what you're speaking about, it helps to build your confidence. Secondly, you must practice. Just like the saying, continuous practice makes perfect. And that is one of the things we enjoy at Toastmasters. We have a friendly environment where you are permitted to make all the mistakes and you get all the recommendations that you need. The third one is that you must be open to recommendations and constructive criticism. Oftentimes, we tend to be defensive when people tell us about our weaknesses, but you need to learn to embrace your weaknesses and work on making them better. The last but not the least, it's to also be receptive to commendation. Oftentimes, a lot of persons, they don't want to accept praise. Every time you achieve a milestone, celebrate yourself. Dear friends, if you want to enlist in the name of those that will leave their footprint on the sound of time, the likes of Barack Obama, the likes of Nelson Mandela, and even the likes of Oladele Olunike in the house, it's important that you overcome the fear of public speaking. I will leave you with the word of a renowned Nigerian motivational speaker by the name Kunle Shoriyan. He said, be bold, even if you're not. Pretend to be. Nobody knows the difference. The contest check.
All right, that was Toastmaster Victor Ajayi with My Greatest Fear. Again, we give 1 minute to the judges to collect the scores and send their tally to the ballot counters. Okay, 60 seconds are up. Let me find out from my team if we can move on to one more speaker that we have left. Okay, thank you, I acknowledge you all. The rest, please confirm if we can move on. Thank you. I acknowledge you, sir. Okay, remaining judges, please confirm if I can move on. Okay, so we'll go ahead with the one more speaker that we have. So, Mr. Babatunde Adegbite, if you're ready, please unmute yourself, enable your camera, and say ready. So, Mr. Babatunde Adegbite, are you ready for us?
Yes, sir, ready.
All right, great. So, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the next contestant, Toastmaster Babatunde Adegbite, with In My Journey. In My Journey, Toastmaster Babatunde Adegbite. Your time starts now.
In my journey through the world, over land and over sea, I see different cultures and different people's ways. I was born where the sun never sets and never rises. I was born where the heat is like a second scale. Fellow Toastmasters, contest chair, and guests. My name is Toastmaster Babatunde Adegbeni. Today, I want to share with you some of the experiences or knowledge I have earned from the experiences I have gathered in my journey in life. Two major ones I would like to share with you, which is first, never ever give up. Why? Because we all are BCTS, meaning we are beautifully created to succeed. BCTS, beautifully created to succeed. I look at you today, you look at me, I look at your neighbor, you look at your neighbor, you look at the next person sitting to you, and you imagine, how is your life like this? How do you behave like this? But you forget that there is something within, a power, a force within that tells you to go forward, because that is your origin, because you are beautifully created to succeed. Let me share with you a story. When I was in secondary school and I wrote my first school leaving certificate exam, I passed. Yes, I passed just two subjects, IRK and Yoruba. And that was the only time I ever fainted in my life, because I understood the home I came from, that when you have that kind of result, it's best you just die instead of coming home. So after another opportunity at success, I went to a school called Anifa Preparatory Center in Ilupeju, and Dr. Hakeem Olatunde Oseni, who told me, Gani, I know you can do better. I know you can do more than this. Go forth and take this exam again. Alas, I took the exam. I passed everything, but with a C4 in mathematics. But I told myself, no, I am beautifully created to succeed. I know I am better than a C4. I will not go to a university until I get an A1. So I went back to the drawing line. I reflected, I re-strategized, I connected with that great power that created me, that told me I'm beautifully created to succeed. And I went for my exam again. And today, I'm happy to tell you that because I never gave up, because I never listened to that fear, false evidence appearing real, because I didn't allow the valley of defeat hold me down, I went up to the hill and I finished with an A1 in mathematics. My second experience that I would like to share with you was when my lovely wife, after going through a medical process called placenta previa, she was in the hospital for some months, and it was time for her to come home. And I was at home, trying to keep everything sane, healthy, and make sure that everybody is fine. I just fell into a trance. And there I heard clearly the song of that Jamaican musician, Bob Damian Marley, who said, Baba, don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is gonna be all right. So I held on to this song. I also remembered again that I am BCTS, beautifully created to succeed. So I put everything in the right proportion until I stepped out into the sitting room. And alas, I saw a ginormous rat. Oh my goodness. A ginormous rat staring right at me into my face. And instinctively, the first thing I did was I carried a long stick and I went for the rat. Where are you? Move. Where are you? Move. And the rat was just looking at me like, do your worst. Is that the best you have got? Then the next thing, I started shouting, go out of this place. Oh. When I saw that all those ones were not working, so I got a rat trap and I set the rat trap. Like, okay, once I hear the sound, bam, that means the trap has caught the rat, so I can come out and dispose both of them. So I went inside, and by the time I was coming out, after hearing the sound, boom, only for me to come out to see strange stains of blood on the floor. But the rat trap, nowhere to be found. The rat itself, nowhere to be found. So I started searching, looking, where are you? Until I found it somewhere in the corner. One leg in the rat trap and the rat itself standing, looking at me again. Is this the best you've got? And I was thinking to myself, what exactly do we have in common? What did I take from you? Why are you bent on staying in this room? When I said that all those were not working, I now remembered that when aggressiveness comes, you don't match it with aggressiveness. You need to calm down. Remember that you are beautifully created to succeed. You calm down and look at the issue, forget the person, and talk amicably. So I began to talk with Mr. Rat. There, Mr. Rat, I understand what you are trying to do, but please appeal to you, kindly leave. My wife is coming home, and it won't be nice for her to meet you here. No, I mean, it won't be nice for you to be here when she comes. Kindly, please, I beg you in the name of God, just leave. And like the rat listened to me, like he heard what I said, he just struggled, moving with the rat trap. He was moving until finally it exited my home. Immediately I jumped and I locked the door. Bam! I said, let's pray. Thank you, God. Thank you for thank you for your mercies. Thank you for everything. It taught me one lesson. When issues happen, you don't attack them aggressively, but you need to calm down, be comported, put yourself together so that you can reason and understand the issue, so that you're not attacking the individual. Look at the issue and strategize on how to resolve it. In all of this, I have a message for you. Any one of you sitting down here or listening to me, is there something you've been fighting? Is there something that has been holding you down? Is there something you think that you cannot do? I tell you today, you, I, and every individual created by that greatest being, we are BCTS, beautifully created to succeed. So nothing except that one you allow to hold you down. The power to move forward is in you. Take it today and go forth to do greatness. Toastmaster. Thank you.
Okay, that was Toastmaster Babatunde Adegbeni with his speech in my journey. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you may have been itching to clap. You've been struggling to hold yourself back. So now is your, okay, I beg your pardon. 1 minute for the judges to collate their scores and send them to the ballot counters. 1 minute. Right. 60 seconds are up. All right, our 60 seconds are up. Okay, if you were observant, you would see that I was itching to give all the applause that I've been holding back since to the contestants of today. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have ever stood in front of a live audience, you know how difficult that thing is. So, for to our contestants who have taken up the courage to participate in contest for today, please show them some love. Give them a fitting round of applause. You can use your reaction buttons. You can clap if you want to clap. They have done really, really well. So, yeah, that's it. So, ladies and gentlemen, while the counting, the collation of results will be going on, it's time for us to get to know our participants. So judges, you can go on with the collation of your results while we conduct the interview of the participants. But as soon as you're done, please let me know that we're done and we're ready to announce announce our results for today. So I hope our contestants are still with me. I'll start from the evaluation contest. The only person who featured there, I did not feature in the international speech contest, is the rich man of our club, Toastmaster Emmanuel Olowo. Toastmaster Emmanuel Olowo, are you ready to take our questions?
Yes, I am.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so you're a banker, you work in financial services, and I think I can relate with you, even though your function might be specialized. But how easy it is for you to combine the demands of banking with what it takes to be a Toastmaster?
Thank you very much for that question.
I'd say your audio is low, so please, if you can move closer to your device. Toastmaster Low, yeah, but very faintly.
Give me 1 minute.
Is
Yeah,
it better now?
Yeah, better.
Okay, so I said that for me, it has not been easy because my job role requires me to be at my desk Monday to Friday, and sometimes it also requires some of my weekends, like today. However, because of the commitment I have to Toastmasters and the commitment I have to my personal development, I know it is not easy, but I know it's important. Like my mentor, I call him my mentor, Jim Rohn, will say that work hard on yourself, then you work hard on your job. So yes, I'm working hard at my job, but I'm still working hard on myself.
Thank you for that beautiful insight, Toastmaster Emmanuel. Oh, no wonder you have so much money. You've been working so hard on yourself. Work hard on yourself more than you work hard on your job. Thank you for that, Toastmaster Emmanuel.
You're welcome.
The next Toastmaster, the Toastmaster who can use her smile to win presidential election. Toastmaster Florence Ugonna. If you have ever seen her smile, you understand what I'm saying. Toastmaster Florence, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Good afternoon.
Okay, I said it. Look at that smile. All right. So you swim. Do you swim? Is it the kind of swimming people do when they just go sit down in the water, or you swim?
No, I swim.
Okay, so when did you start swimming?
Okay, I started swimming at a very tender age. I think when I was about 4 years old.
Oh, okay.
4, 5 years.
So,
Then I was using floaters to help me.
okay, but now the floaters are gone.
Yes, yes.
All right. Can you give us an instance where swimming has been beneficial to you in your life journey?
Interesting. Okay, so I think growing up, everybody can swim in my house, and then we belong to a club, a Papa club. So most Sundays would usually go there. I think now I find swimming therapy. So most times when I want to ease off, I know that swimming is good as a recreational activity and for exercising purposes. So I find swimming therapeutic. So most times when I want to cool off, when I want to stress, when I want to unwind, I go swim, and then it just helps me takes off the worries from my mind. So yes, generally, that's how swimming can be beneficial.
Okay, thank you very much. So you've heard it. For those of you still thinking, what does swimming actually do? It's not just to move in water. You heard this, Mr. Florence. If you have not started learning how to swim, it's never too late. Remember, I said in Toastmasters, if the regular feature in a life journey is continuous learning. So get that swimsuit today, contact that swim coach today, and start to learn how to swim. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Florence. We move on to Toastmaster Adeniran Omitayo. Toastmaster Adeniran Omitayo, are you with us?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
You said that nature inspires you the most. So I want to ask, what aspect of nature inspires you and in what ways? Some people like to go to the beach, some people like to watch birds, some people like to just go to the forest and listen to the absolute silence of the forest. So what aspect of nature inspires you and how? Maybe we can learn a thing or two.
Thank you very much. Well, that's a deep question, but however, I would say all aspects, depending on my mood. For example, like you said, if I should find myself probably in the forest, I try to listen to the forest itself because nature is at its best. It doesn't use makeup. It doesn't add an addictive to it. You see it at its best. So I think it serves like it gives me a wake up that I should always be at my best and to be myself in every way I find myself. So that's it.
Okay, thank you very much to Mr. Adeniran Omitayo. Thank you for your service to our club. We recognize your services. Thank you for the diligence so far. All right, so we'll move on to Mr. Maria Global. You said in your profile that you would like to YouTube, research, traveling, and learn new languages. Mr. Maria, are you with us? Master Maria Global.
Sorry, I was not in my head. Sorry.
Okay, I've forgotten that. We're in the virtual world. Okay, so you said you'd like to learn new languages, right? So apart from English and your local language, okay, I know you speak French. Apart from English, your local language and French, which other languages do you speak?
Parla italiano e un poco spagnolo.
Interesting. Okay, so do you have a tutor center or you have a private coach or you just picked up the interest and you learn online?
Tell me a little bit
In,
of
in
a
English,
story.
in
As a kid,
English.
I wanted to be a little bit of a story. As a kid, I wanted to be a career diplomat to travel around the world. So anytime I traveled, I see a book on language, culture, I'll buy it. And so one day I was traveling past Victoria train station and I saw Spanish, I saw Italian, teach yourself Italian, teach yourself Spanish, teach yourself French. And I bought all of them. But I did learn French at Alliance Française when we had those long and winding strike in school. And we had several Cameroonians in my university. So I went on holiday or on strike, away from school without speaking French, came back speaking French. And when they realized I could speak a little French, and that was it, they wouldn't want to speak English with me. So that really tested me. And when I learned a new word, I'll go, write it down, and come back using that new word. So it really stretched me. I just love the languages. I would retire soon, hopefully by the grace of God, in the next 10 years, and travel the world and enjoy life. Life is not only for working, life is also for enjoyment, because if God put this earth together, I'm sure He wants us to enjoy it. So we get to enjoy other countries' culture and experience the world.
All right, thank you very, very much. I think I can relate with that. I used to have a Cameroonian friend, and each time he spoke his language, I would ask him to give me a few tips, and then the little I could speak today, I learned everything from him, and of course from personal practice too. So thank you very much, Mr. Maria Glover, for that. I will move on to Toastmaster Victor Ajayi. Toastmaster Victor Ajayi, are you with us?
Yes, I am. I'm with you. Contest
okay. All right. So we know you're a sonorous saxophone player. And one thing I know about playing musical instruments is that it's difficult. Yes, I've tried to learn how to play guitar before, and I almost peeled these games on my fingers. So I know how difficult that is. So talk us through the journey of your saxophone playing.
All right. Thank you, contest chair. So for the saxophone playing, I didn't start off as a saxophonist. So when it comes to musicianship, I started off, okay, to put it to perspective, I was born into music. Like I was born into church. And when you live in the church, I mean, practically live in the church, you have access to all the musical instruments. I mean, from the age of 2, if you're familiar with the church setting, you see kids coming to the musical instrument after every service. So I fell into that category of people. And the fact that after the service, the instruments are actually kept in our house back then, so gave me a kind of direct access to them. Also, the fact that I stayed in church, when the musicians, the regular musicians rebel and they don't want to play, you as staying in church, you have to cover up. So in the process as a child, I started with the drums, which is regular for everyone. Then I move on to the piano. I started on the guitar. Then I think sometimes in 2006, that was when I developed interest in saxophone, being inspired by Pastor Kunle Ajayi of Redemption Camp. So, and from then, it was easy for me to get on the sax because of the rudiments I have in the other instrument, because music is universal. It's a language that is the same anywhere in the world. You only play around 13 notes. There's nothing more, nothing less. So it's just like your alphabet. If you know the 26th alphabet in English, you can form any word. So that's the same thing as music. So in my own opinion, music is not difficult. Just like every other thing, if you're dedicated to it and you're ready to commit a time and a discipline, trust me, if you had stayed on after you had your hands peeled, you would have gotten through that peak and then you start flying.
Okay, thank you for that tip. I think I'll go back to learning my guitar, and then maybe one day we'll have a concert, Eagle Toastmasters concert. thrill
Right.
the guests in the meeting. Thank you very much to Sponsor Victor Ajayi. And move on
My pleasure.
to Sponsor Babatunde Adebinde Abdul Ghani. Are you ready for us, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm here, ready.
Okay, so we know you're a thespian. We know you are a director. We know you are multifaceted. We know you are multi-talented. We know you are into investment banking. We know you like to speak. We know you are an MC. You pay me for all this. We know you're an MC. We know you run. We know you run an NGO. And sometimes I look at you and I wonder, how does this man even keep track of all these things he's doing? How does he not forget that he's supposed to do this while he's doing this? How does he even remember he has a family? So please, for some of us who are aspiring to be like you, please give us some tips. Thank you.
Thank you, the contest chair. Sincerely, the first answer or response to that is, I really don't know how I do it. It's the grace of God. Secondly, I think a part of it is tied to the passion, because for every of these things you have mentioned, I have passion for each of them, and I didn't just dabble into them. I trained, I understood each of them before going into it. So it wasn't an accident. None of them was an accident. So there's a passion that is tied to each of them. So with God, I ensure that I keep track of everything. I don't do all of them at the same time. So there's like a timetable, So in a year, maybe I want to produce 2 or 3 plays, and maybe it's once a quarter. Of course, it's like investment banking is my 9 to 5, so I have to go there every day. Speaking, I do it almost every day. Sometimes people say they can pay me for it, so I just willingly collect that money, But it's not like an extra job, It's what I do every day. And Toastmaster has been immensely supportive, and it has helped me to learn a lot of things. I'm still learning, So, but what more can I say? It's grace of God, nothing more.
Okay, thank you very much, Toastmaster Babatunde Adebide, for that insight. And please, I'm still waiting for that script. I know where you park your car. If I don't get that script before the end of this year, you lose 2 tires. I am not joking. It is not a threat. All right, so
that is the Sheffield you speaking. The Sheffield.
All right, judges, are we done with the collation of results so that we can announce? I know members of the audience are already itching to know who is the winner. We want to know who the winner is. Let me just quickly check to see if the results are in. A moment.
You never thought that hip hop would take it this far. Now I'm in the limelight cause I rhyme tight. Time to get paid, blow up like the world trade. One sinner, the opposite of a winner. Remember when I used to eat sardines for dinner? Used to raw G, Lucy B, King of Free. Funk Master Flex, love, fuck, star ski. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Call a trip, same number, same hood. It's all good. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga.
I need you in the morning, but I need you now. Yeah, I find you, I give you all you need. I know what you like. I feel it for me. Diamonds at the essence. I turn to Gigi need to get straight on. I got to live where I come. I just don't like you're the one. Join me out of my mind. You don't need no other body. You don't need no other body.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
My body. Only you feel my body. You don't need no other body.
Okay, we have the result of the first contest in, that is the evaluation contest. And so because we have just 3 participants, we'll be announcing just the runner-up and the winner of the contest. But before we do all that announcements, I would like for the VPE to confirm that their certificate of participation is ready, so that we can just flash it and people will know what that looks like. That confirms that they have participated in this contest today. So to
All right, Mr. President, Mr. Contest Chair, just give me a second. I'm bringing that up right about now, please.
Okay.
Okay, so in no particular order, I'll just share the screen so you can congratulate them, please. All right. Over to you, Mr. Contest.
Okay, all right. So I'd like once again to congratulate everyone who has taken the courage to stand in this contest today. It is not easy to contest, especially against seasoned Toastmasters such as we have in Eagle and Victoria Bay Toastmasters Club. So for being part of the contest, the evaluation contest and the international speech contest, I say thank you and I congratulate you. This is your certificate of participation. The one you're looking at is for Toastmaster Victor Ajayi. And so we have for the rest of the participants. So I'm sure that the physical copies, the hard copies will be dispatched to you. Likewise, the soft copy, yeah, that's for Toastmaster Florence Ogbonna. Congratulations, Toastmaster Florence, for being a part of this. And okay, who else is there? Toastmaster Emmanuel Oluwa, Toastmaster Babatunde Ademini Abdugani, Toastmaster Adeniro Mitayo, and Toastmaster Maria Glover. Who else have I not called? Let me just be sure I have called everyone. That Toastmaster Florence, Toastmaster Adeniro, Toastmaster Maria, Toastmaster Victor, Toastmaster Emmanuel, and Toastmaster Babatunde Adebide. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you for giving us a very wonderful contest. Okay, so the results are in, like I said, and for the evaluation contest, because we have just 3 speakers, I'll announce the runner-up and the winner. Ladies and gentlemen, the votes are in. For the evaluation contest, our second place winner is, wish I had the drum roll effect here, but it's fine. I'll imagine the drum rolls in my head. Second place winner is Toastmaster Emmanuel Olowo. Congratulations to you, Toastmaster Emmanuel Olowo, for picking up the silver medal at our evaluation contest. Congratulations to you. And then the winner of this Evaluation Contest, Eagle and Victoria Bay Toastmasters Club 2021 is Toastmaster Victor Ajayi. Congratulations to Toastmaster Victor Ajayi for picking up the gold medal at our evaluation contest. Congratulations to you both. Those are your certificates. I'm sure the soft copy and the hard copies will be dispatched to you by the Vice President Education. Ladies and gentlemen, please appreciate these wonderful individuals. It has not been easy preparing and delivering on a day like this. Thank you for giving us your best. We know, we acknowledge your efforts that has gone into this. Okay, so the results for the international, let that ring.
Can we just take a quick commercial break for the
Yes, please.
Stand up for the champions, stand up for the champions, stand up. Can't you see? Stand up for the champions, stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, stand up for the champions, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, stand up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. Stand up for the champions, stand up for the champions, stand up. Stand up, stand up for the champions, stand up, stand up for the champions, stand up for the
champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up. For the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up. For the champions, for the champions.
Apologies for the slight delay. We're trying to.
Mr. Contest Chair, I'm ready, please.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Mr. Master, Vice President Education, Toastmaster Lai Ade. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the result of the International Speech Contests. I'm excited to announce to you, ladies and gentlemen, that the third place winner, the second runner-up for this 2020-2021 Eagle and Victoria Bay Toastmasters International Speech
Hold on,
Contest.
Mr. Contest Chair, may I interrupt you?
Yes, please.
Okay. We can go on to share the certificate of participation, but we'll need another 30 seconds for the rest of it. If you don't mind, I apologize.
The rest of it being?
For the results, please.
Oh,
yes,
okay. But can I announce?
Yes, the certificate of participation. Yes, definitely. Please go on.
We have already shared this.
We've already shared that. We could just take a quick commercial break. We'll be back.
You can share the participation. That is fine. I'm saying that in terms
We've already
of...
shared that. That's what it's saying. So we can take
All
a
right,
quick
please go
commercial
on.
break.
All right, thank you.
Okay, we go for another 30 seconds. Please give us that jump from NAS. I know I can.
Be boys and girls, listen up. You can be anything in the world and gotta be tried. An architect, doctor, maybe an actress, but nothing comes easy. It takes much practice. Like I met a woman who's becoming a star. She was very beautiful, leaving people in awe. Singing songs, Lena Horne, but the younger version. Hung with the wrong person, got her strong on that heroin, cocaine, sniffing up drugs, all in the nose. Could have died so young, now looks ugly and old. No fun, cause now when she reaches for hugs, people hold their breath, cause she smells of corrosion and death. Watch the company you keep and the crowd you bring, cause they came to do drugs and you came to sing. So if you're gonna be the best, I'm gonna tell you how. Put your hands in the air and take the vow. I know I can be what I wanna be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I wanna be. Boys and girls, listen again. This is for grown-looking girls who's only 10. The ones who watch videos and do what they see. As cute as can be, up in the club with fake ID. Careful, before you meet a man with HIV. You can host a TV like Oprah Winfrey. Whatever you decide, be careful, some men be rapists. So at your age, don't pretend to be older than you are. Give yourself time to grow. You're thinking he can give you wealth, but so young boys, you can use a lot of help, you know. You're thinking life's all about smoking weed and ice. You don't want to be my age and can't read and write, begging different women for a place to sleep at night. Smart boys turn them in and do whatever they wish. If you believe you can achieve, then say it like this: I know I can be what I want to be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I want to be. Now, Before we came to this country, we were kings and queens, never porch monkeys. There was empires in Africa called Kush, Timbuktu, where every race came to get books to learn from black teachers who taught Greeks and Romans, Asian, Arabs, and gave them gold. When gold was converted to money, it all changed. Money then became empowerment for Europeans. The Persian military invaded. They heard about the gold, the teachings, and everything sacred. Africa was almost robbed naked. Slavery was money, so they began making slave ships. Egypt was the place that Alexander the Great. My baby Jojo, Jojo, my baby Jojo, my baby Jojo, Jojo. One time, Teddy goes about it to pass away on you. I know, try to shift, I know, only if you tell for how I say I know you. Only man I come down, for only you, yeah. Many man get like to whine you. I don't really man get just the whiny. Many times they try to whine me. Baby no go like it, just be whiny. Many man get like to whine you. But I don't really man get just the whiny.
All right. We're back online. Thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. I know we have taken more than the 2 hours that we normally should, but this is a special meeting, and I'm hoping you understand with us. All right, so we are ready, and the results are in, and I'm excited to share with you. Okay, so there was a tie. Okay, so let me explain the reason for the commercial break. There was a tie between 2 of the contestants, and we had to bring in a tiebreaker judge to break the tie so that we can have definitive positions for our contestants. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the second runner-up for this year's Evaluation and International Speech Contest for the Eagle and Victoria Bay Toastmasters Club, please, with a rousing round of applause, help me congratulate the 3rd place winner, Toastmaster Victor Ajayi. Congratulations, sir. A big congratulations on this amazing feat. Participating in 2 contests and getting to climb the podium for those 2 contests. It's a big feat. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations, sir. And for the first runner-up, ladies and gentlemen, the first runner-up for this year's International Speech Contest is Toastmaster Maria Glover. That's the first runner-up. Congratulations to you, Toastmaster Maria, for picking up the silver medal in this year's International Speech Contest. Congratulations to you. Congratulations. And here is the big one. The big one, I wish I could stand, but I cannot stand. The individual who will be representing us at the area level and hopefully the division, the district, and at the international level is, ladies and gentlemen, with much pleasure, I give to you the winner, the club champion for this year's International Speech Contest, Toastmaster Florence Ogbonna. Big congratulations to you, Toastmaster Florence. A very big congratulations to you. Ladies and gentlemen, please show them some love. It has not been easy. The butterflies that they had to fight to be able to do this, and the composure that they had to muster to be able to deliver the Thank you very much. They're blessed good at this. We appreciate you have thoroughly entertained us. Yes, I can see someone dancing there. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so let me not continue to take your time. My job here is done, but before I hand the control back to Mr. President, I'd like to say a very, very thank you to this wonderful panel of judges. I wish I could recognize you, but I'm not permitted to. But please know that from the depth of my heart, I appreciate your service to our contest today. And for the indefatigable Vice President Education, Eagle Toastmasters, and Vice President Education, Victoria Bay Toastmaster, Toastmasters Laia Deyemi, and Toastmaster Maria Glover, I want to say a big thank you to you both for making this very, very easy for me. I have thoroughly enjoyed my facilitation today, and I hope I have made this past few hours worthwhile for you. I'll leave you with our inspirational thought for today, the theme of the contest, which is the successful warrior is an average man with a laser-like focus. That was from Hong Kong American martial artist Bruce Lee. My job here is done. Thank you for having me, and I hope to be back some other day. I hand the control to you, Mr. President, to Mr. Yusuf Aquino. Please take the floor, sir.
Thank you very kindly, Mr. Contest Chair, for that wonderful and brilliant job. I would say let's give a round of applause to our contest chair for the brilliant coordination of the entire session. Thank you very kindly. We appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, our time is fast spent. I will just spend 1 minute to deliver the closing remarks. Congratulations to all the contestants. We are all winners. Congratulations for representing the Eagle Toastmasters Club and Victoria Bay Toastmasters Club. For your information, the winners, the first runner-up and the winner of the contest will proceed to the next level, which is the area contest. We'll let you know when that will be coming up, but please prepare. It may be coming up later this month. So I will say a very big thank you to all the role players, from the Chief Judge, Toastmaster Nneku Nweziapu, the counters, timers, and all the role players for this wonderful and brilliant job. I also want to recognize all our past presidents who have remained with us in the course of today's event. Thank you kindly for attending our meetings. Our next meeting, which is going to be the regular meeting, will be coming up on the 13th of March, which is next week, Saturday. So we look forward to seeing you. On this note, I would like to bring this meeting, this event, to a close. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I will now hand over to Mr. Vice President Education to spend just 2 minutes to introduce our guest. Thank you kindly.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you to all our role players. Thank you very much to the judges, ballot counter, the timer. Thank you, everyone. It would be nice to just check in. A number of people have already left the room, but if there's a guest in the house, you want to tell us how you heard about us, what has your experience been like during today's meeting? Olumide Ajibade, are you a Toastmaster, I guess? Olumide Ajibade, are you there? Okay, how about Nameti Akpan, please? Nameti Akpan, please. Nameti, you want to share a few thoughts with us? Introduce yourself to the house. Okay, how about Edema Ukabi? Or Efe Orere. Please, you want to introduce yourself to the house and say a few words to us and tell us how you heard about.
All right, thank you very much. My name is Efe Orere. I'm actually a Toastmaster of Uyo Premier Speakers Club. Tianameti invited me to this section, and I must say, though I've been driving on the road, I've been listening in on one or two occasions. I must say, it was a beautiful section, and I enjoyed it. I learned one or two things. The evaluations and the speakers who spoke. I think I learned something. I know I learned something. That's all. It was a beautiful section. I enjoyed the Toastmaster of the day. I enjoyed the speech contest. I enjoyed the contest chair, the speeches and all that in between. It's a fascinating section. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Efe, for joining us. It will be a pleasure to have you join us again and again till you become a member. Thank you very much. Any other guests in the house? How about Nameti wants to speak? Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, my name is Edema Okabi. Yeah, no one invited me. I invited myself. Kind of. Awesome. I searched for Toastmasters because I want to learn and all this stuff. So I had to get one of your numbers and I called her. So she said that she will send the invite to me. So I joined. And for the program, I enjoyed everything. Actually, it was nice. So it was cool.
All right. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Any other guests? Nameti?
Yes, exactly. Thank you very kindly. Thank you. My name is Toastmaster Nameti Akpan. I'm joining from Uyo, Kwara State. Yes. And I must say, I enjoyed the contest. I joined about 20 minutes later than it started. But since I joined, have enjoyed every moment. The planning, the quality of the speeches, the quality of the evaluation speeches, and the main speeches blew me away. And I loved the organization, the moderator, the contest chair, and the seamless transitions. And then the music, that music that gets you to relax when you're transiting from one part to the other. It was something that I loved. This has actually made my Saturday. I've not been to Eagle Club before and Victoria Bay, but this is my first time and it's a memorable one. Thank you very kindly.
Thank you very much, Nameti. We look forward to seeing you again, please. It will be nice for you to join us whenever you have the opportunity to.
Certainly. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't think we still have any other guests in the house. If there are still other guests, please feel free to introduce yourself. Okay. I think most of the other people in the room now are members or friends, fellow Toastmasters or friends of Eagle Toastmasters. All right, thank you very much, everyone. We've taken your time and we don't want to take your time further. Thank you for the contribution, all our judges, especially those that are visiting us or who are from other clubs who volunteered at last minute to make this happen. My sincere gratitude to you. You're the best. You've made this worthwhile. You've made us look very good today. So thank you very much, everyone. I will say officially the meeting is closed now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. VP. Well done.
Toastmaster Maria,
Congratulations to all the winners.
Well done, everybody.
Well done. Congratulations, TM
Toastmaster Florence. Toastmaster Florence. Florence for the win.
Where's your face?
Yes.
Florence for the win.
We are going home.
We brought the eagle down. The eagle was flying.
I didn't get a recognition for giving a test speech.
Ah, so Mr. Joy, you have
You should have recognized me.
Oh, this was a joy. Very much recognized.
Apologies. That was a very good speech.
Apologies.
Thank you for all the
Yes.
I wish I evaluated your speech. I wish I evaluated it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the evaluation and the feedback. I'll use it for my next speech.
And actually use the speech to meet the objective of a certain project. If you want.
Very correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So TM Lai, I hope you help me update that. Thank you.
No, you need to still send the project objective to maybe Toastmaster Lumide, who has volunteered to evaluate you. Then
okay.
Or if you don't mind, I can send in my own evaluation to suffice for that project. So I know you should. I think you should be on the second or the third speech, right?
This is the second speech.
This is your second speech, okay.
Yes, the other one I skipped a step.
Okay, yeah, that's correct. So you can actually, just like the objective of that speech, of that project, you can repeat the same speech again.
Okay.
Just incorporating all the recommendation, feedback into the next speech. Or you can choose to deliver another speech.
Okay.
Yes, so
thank you.
Also, TM Samuel Adu. We need to recognize TM Samuel Adu from VB. He's a new member. He's already, just
fantastic
into the
Toastmaster.
game.
Yes.
Thank you.
TM Samuel. That's our own very TM Samuel. Well
Thank
done,
you.
TM Samuel.
Well done.
Thank you.
Always doing a fantastic job. TM Samuel, you see, the way you do your timing job, it's like you were born for it.
A born timer.
Well done.
Well, this is just a starter, and I want to graduate to your levels in some days to come.
Exactly, that's the idea.
In fact, I believe you even be better. You even be better. It's a great start. Well done.
Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Mr. President, you can see that VB is coming. The baby you gave birth to, a lion can only be a lion.
Yeah.
You can see.
A lion can only give birth.
A lion.
Bye-bye, everyone. Have a good Saturday.
All right. Bye-bye. TM Joy.
Yeah.
Where is our champion, TM Florence?
Florence is busy celebrating.
Toastmaster Maria, congratulations. Second place, fantastic.
Good job.
That was a very beautiful speech.
Well done. You see, Toastmaster Maria, she talked to she was talking with the lady on the phone.
I was stuck to my screen from start to finish. I was stuck to my screen from start to finish.
I'm going online to watch the speech again.
Same here. I need to check on YouTube again and see.
So
when she said, the lady said the number you are calling, I said, Kai, look at this one.
And I like the ending. It was
because I was expecting to hear a lady.
Yeah, it was the peak of the performance, and you left the lectern when the vision was loudest. That was beautiful. That
so you left us asking for more.
Yeah, it was very on point.
Very true.
Thank you. That's one of my projects. So I'm going to get evaluation from you, my event.
You can use the same project at the area. You just need to.
True.
Yeah, you just need to talk to some evaluators to.
Brush it
so I have many mentors. I have TM Olumide, I have my president, and I also have the quintessential gentleman. So I will reach out to you individually and bother you because this is our win. We have to win.
Exactly. Mr. President, please note that now after today, I am now PQD, so I don't know you again. I don't know you again. I'm not PQD for the area. I don't know you again.
That's still IPP.
Abi.
Please. Be prepared. You know you're representing Eagle at the area.
Okay,
and
for
the
the
area contest is coming anytime soon, next week or upper week.
For the evaluation contest, right?
You know the
no
for the speech contest, you came what?
Really?
Yeah, so you're the representative for Eagle.
Yeah, that's
yes.
That's,
Florence is
okay.
for us. She's our champion.
Florence and Maria will represent.
Yes, first and second. So Maria, don't say you did not hear first and second.
All right.
As I'm saying now, you will coach me now. Abba, you will coach me on how to.
Which job we get?
No, I really enjoyed that speech. I didn't want it to end.
It was a good one.
Well, but sincerely, personally, I've never seen this part of you. I mean,
Victor, you are very correct. You know, I was looking at it and say, this woman, so she don't they hide this one since.
Wow.
And Toastmaster Maria, please correct me if I'm wrong. I put it to you that you went on YouTube to watch all the past contestants. I mean, international contestants. True or false? True or true?
I would say false, but there was one particular project we had, and I loved that, and I think it was the second level. It was a contest. I watched it over and over and over again.
Yeah,
I like
okay.
motivation. I like everything about that speech and that delivery. So it stuck in my head.
Okay.
I said the next time I was going to give a delivery, I would give a delivery like this lady. So that's that.
Oh, great. And you did, you did well.
And the props you brought into the role play, everything was just perfect.
Madam Carter, welcome.
Those ones, Maria, you want to deceive us that you are still a young girl. The way you did in that speech is like, no, I'm still 16 or 18
you are overwhelming.
We know how far.
If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
Okay, well done.
Thank you so much, guys. I've had a great time. And maybe it's time to announce it, Toastmaster Babatunde, if you allow me. Victoria Bay is introducing a language clinic, and we'll be having our first language clinic next week. It's called Mind Your Language. We'll be having the trained PR and public speaker who will be helping us mind our language. So once the PR is out, we'll share it with you guys, and please help us publicize and please join our first language clinic for Victoria Bay.
Thank you. Thank you. Madam VPPR is also here. So
yeah, that's good, Madam VPPR. All right. Thank you, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
All right. Thank you, Tembaria. Bye-bye. Toastmaster Yusuf, at least you will say that the job you give to us, we are doing it well.
You are doing it well.
Our language clinic is coming.
It's only the membership that we need. Once we are,
we will get there. We'll get there. I see that we have a new member already, so we have 5 more to go. We'll get there. I can see TM Lai, aka incoming, is smiling that Esha Makumobo.
Yes.
Bring him there.
Toastmaster Yusuf, are you using a green screen?
No.
Is your background plain?
No.
No.
It's blue.
Normal Toastmaster.
No. I know. No. What I'm saying is, before you added the virtual background, the one behind you in real life, is it plain?
It's not plain. It's not plain. You can. In fact,
because your virtual background, it's even yours, the Toastmaster Victor. The virtual background.
I think it's about the what you're wearing and the background. I think the color mix also matters. So there are some colors that really conflict with the virtual background, so to say, in my opinion. Yeah. So because I try to change this background to the neutral background, like the one you're using, I noticed that I could feel that distraction in the video. So that was why I feel like okay, maybe something like a black background is better off than white or lighted background.
I think it also depends on.
Sorry guys, I need to run. Sorry guys,
Alright,
I need
sir.
to run.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you well done, guys. Well done.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. I think it also depends on the quality of the camera of the device you are using.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
So Mr. President, please confirm. Are you using a webcam?
No.
Okay.
Okay,
because
I am
for
using
me-
a webcam.
Yeah, I'm also using a webcam here. So which is actually better off than my system's camera.
Yes, I think
So that's the trick now.
But I have a lot of lighting here, so that's kind of yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe the lighting helped.
Yeah, the lighting.
I'm also facing
There
the
is
window.
There is one even sitting behind my laptop that is looking right into my face. So that kind of improve the quality of the video.
Yeah. So I also had to get that light too, that ring light, because I feel
the one that
it's important. Yeah, it's important for one to actually invest in all those devices, especially with the fact that a lot of things we now do virtually. So what is what doing well. It's just good to invest in the camera.
The good impression you would have made in real life, it's good to make it virtually.
Yeah.
You never know.
Well done for brilliant job.
Just Master Lai.
Hold on, hold on.
Thank you.
In fact, those songs you were playing, there was that particular one I commented on. It just reminded me of the content we used to have in Nigerian music beyond just the beats and the melody. We don't have them again. You know, if you look at that song you played, every verse of the song had meaning. Like it's like a storyline that is being told. But in recent times, you just have somebody with a one-line, something like OPP, all those. I mean,
of course, that's what we.
Yeah, one line. Yeah, I just look at the future of music in another 10 years. Are we still going to be able to appreciate all those songs? Look at Olamide today. Some of the songs he sang back like 5 years ago. When you hear them, it sounds like, do I actually listen to this thing back then? You know, because the substance is not really as deep as we used to have. Talk of the Two-Face and all those guys back then. When they sing, you get substance from what they are singing. So it just tells to what the future holds for the Nigerian music.
Well, that is what the generation X and Y. That's what.
This generation just wants to have a good time.
Yeah.
The moment. They don't care about the future, just the moment.
That's why they are telling you that you should leave their Bitcoin cryptocurrency alone. Let it go up 1,000,000% and crash. Just leave it. They don't want to belong to the fiat money. Just leave it. Let's to the volatility. We are used to it. That's what they want. So when it comes to music too, the same thing. Just beats. You don't see any substance.
That's it.
We'll get used to it. Get used to it. Mr. Contester, thank you very much. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
It's an absolute pleasure, sir.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
Just Mr. Precious. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for being there. But we didn't hear your voice at all, just Mr. Precious.
Well, my Mr. Precious is hiding.
Just Master Precious, we want to hear your voice. We want to hear you speak.
I forgot I was on mute.
Oh yeah. Now I can hear you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The next speech contest, we are going to throw you into the contest.
Yes.
So,
I should have completed my level 1 by then. I'm just one speech away.
Okay.
And that will be next week, Toastmaster Precious.
This month.
Next week.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Contest Chair, Mr. President. This was good. You too.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you too for all the great PR job.
Thank you for encouraging me. Very great.
Yeah, doing again, great job.
All right.
I dare say this is the best VP we've had in recent years.
Wow, we've suffered in that.
I dare say.
For over 4 years, we suffered in that.
Yeah,
we
have, and it's such. Yeah, it's such a relief to see a VP PR that is actually working. She's actually pulling her weight.
Yes.
Anytime I see her post, I just smile, and it's assuring to know that this club is in great hands. Thank you, Madam VPPR. You're doing a great job.
Mr. Contest and Mr. President, I would say both of you encouraged me to do this very well. Yes, and I'm also challenged to make sure I pass on the baton like IPP said. It shouldn't die with me, so it's important that it continues. Get better, most importantly. Yeah.
It's always good. Always good. And I think we need to do it as a club-wide project. If you want to sustain the good job the ESCOs are doing, you must ensure that you hand over to the people who will also be committed and do the job. It's not always easy. People always have issues to bother them. They have family, they have job, they have. So for you to get people that will be committed to the cause of Toastmaster, it's always very good. So you must start growing people now and start letting them, no matter what, they have to be committed and do their job. And I think that is very important. Well done, well done. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good weekend, everyone.
Yeah, bye.